Moash. What can I say about Moash? She's S tier. She is S tier always. I would make a new category for her if I could. Her one child is dead. She thought the other one was dead for a while. Her husband is dead, but he is horrible anyway. She had to put up with her husband when he was alive. I know some people don't like Lift, and to those people, I say, why? Pain. Again, just pain. Always pain. Ooh, he makes me so mad. Ooh, he makes me so mad. You know, war crimes and bad parenting and killing your wife and just, you know, the usual, I guess. Hello. Today is a bit of a random video that I wanted to make just for fun. I love watching tier ranking videos, and I don't know if people still watch them or still like them, but I wanted to make one because I haven't made one before. I really wanted to rank some characters in some books that I really enjoy. I'm such a character person. I get very attached to characters. I have a lot of feelings for characters, so ranking them I think will be fun. I will just say, disclaimer, I have a couple of disclaimers. First of all, this will have spoilers for Rhythm of War. I can't avoid that, so if you haven't read Rhythm of War, I suggest you do, first of all. And second of all, if you haven't read it, then maybe give this video a miss. Just because I don't want to spoil it for you. Second disclaimer is I'm super indecisive and my opinions change on the daily, so what I say now probably won't stand in about 10 minutes time, but whatever, that's fine. And I also will have a lot of difficulty making decisions. The third disclaimer is please don't come for me on pronunciations of names because I mean, I have a very Welsh accent, as you can tell, which makes some words just sound a little weird sometimes, and pronunciations for names, particularly in Stormlight, I find kind of just, like 90% of what I say is probably wrong, but that's okay. Just don't judge me. I also don't know how, I've never listened to the audiobook, so I don't know how the audiobooks actually pronounce these names, so I'm just going with what's in my head, but you'll be able to hopefully understand who I'm talking about anyway, so just wanted to throw that out there. But yeah, this should be kind of fun, so I'm excited. I don't like filming with my glasses on because of the glare from the window, but I have to because I can't see without them. So I have this tier ranking up right now, and I didn't make this one. I found this I was gonna make one, but then there was one already there with most of the main characters on it. So we have everyone down here with lovely little pretty pictures, and our categories, which I've just realised is one that literally just says Moash, which I'm gonna change because I'm gonna put that as F tier because I don't actually want Moash to have his own category, but we'll get there, so I'm just gonna go through these and we'll see where we end up. So the first one that shows up is Rabbonio. She was a new character in Rhythm of War, and I liked her character a lot. She wasn't like my favourite character, just, you know, in terms of some of the stuff she did, but I liked her relationship with Nivani a lot, and I thought she had like a really good depth to her actual character with her backstory and things. So I think I'm gonna put her in B, because I don't think she's quite A. I might move her later depending on where other people go, but I really like her. I just don't know if I'd ever put her as like one of my favourite characters, you know? I feel like there's other ones that like they mean more to me, you know? But anyway, alright, okay, I'm gonna put Moash for later because I don't want to get into that right now. Oh no, next is Tien. Tien breaks my heart. He has an A, right? Like in my emotion scale, he gives me like pain. So for that reason, he gives me like S tier vibes. But I feel like that's like the cream of the crop, like the top ones. So I don't like put him in B or A, because he is like an A character for me, with his relationship with Kaladin and all the pain that comes with that. But we don't see him that much. I'm gonna keep him an A for now, but we'll see later on, I guess. Next is Eshonai. Eshonai? I don't know. We'll go with Eshonai. Ooh, I don't know. I feel like I like Eshonai's character. She's not a favourite. I'm gonna put her in C because I like her character, particularly in the first couple of books, like Words of Radiance. I feel like she's in those a lot, and you learn a lot from her, and you learn a lot from her about the singers and the listeners, and you know, she did a lot, and I really liked her character, but I don't think she's a favourite. But I don't dislike her, so she's kind of just going in the middle for me right now. Next is Shaolin. Now, I like Shaolin. I like her a lot. She's done some questionable things. We know she's done some questionable things. But as a character, I really like her. I think she's just really well written. She has the mental health aspect of the multiple personalities and the dissociative identity disorder, and which is really well done in these books, which, if you haven't read them, I don't know why you're watching this, but if you haven't read them, she has dissociative identity disorder, and it's really interesting to read about, but also really, from my knowledge, my limited knowledge, quite accurate. I'm happy to be proven wrong on that because I haven't done that much research into it myself, but she's a really interesting character, and I like her a lot, and I like her relation. I'm one of those people who really likes her and Adeline together. I like the little cute, cheesy relationship. So I'm gonna put her in A, actually. I think she's not, in terms of, because I feel like S tier is gonna be like the main POV characters. But I don't think Shaolin is quite S tier for me, like some of the others, but I do like her a lot. So she's gonna go in A for now. We'll see later on, I guess. Next is Zahel. Zahel? I'm struggling. Anyway, who, aka, spoilers, is Vasha from Warbreaker. And Vasha is... he's a great character. He is just grumpy and miserable and just... I don't know, he's just a great character. I like him a lot. And when I realised that he was in this series, it was like... it was great, because I say when I realised, I didn't realise of my own accord. I was reading the book, and I knew there were links to... what book does he come into? Is it in Words of Radiance? Or Oathbringer? Oathbringer, I think. And I just didn't twig on to the fact that it was Vasha, and I was reading it, and I knew there were links to other books, and then my boyfriend was like, oh, this isn't a spoiler, but he might be someone you already know, and I was like, who? And then he told me that it was Vasha, and I was like, oh my god, this makes so much sense. Like, it makes perfect sense. I just am not good at realising when characters are different characters. Except for Vivenna. I did pick up on Vivenna. I did pick up on that, so I'm giving myself brownie points on that. But Zahel, I don't know where to put him, because he's one of my favourite Cosmere characters, and I really like him in Warbreaker, but he's not in Stormlight that much. So if I'm going by his Stormlight character, I would put him in B. But overall, he's a fave just for being a grumpy old man, who I love a lot. So the next one is Leshwe, who again we meet in Rhythm of War, I think. I don't think we knew her before Rhythm of War. The problem is I read all these in like one go, so they all kind of blend together for me. Leshwe, I really like Leshwe. I like the kind of relationship she has with Kaladin, and their kind of honor code they have with each other, which it was like really interesting, and I think she's a good character. I think, where would I put her? She's either a B or a C, I think. I think I'm gonna go with I don't know. I'm gonna go with C for now. But I might move her up to B later because I'm not sure in relation to other characters where she fits for me. But I'm gonna keep her there for now. Oh, the next one is Amaran. Ooh, I hate this man. He's going straight to an F. Because he sucks. He makes me so angry. He really just gives me so much rage. When I was reading The Way of Kings and we found out what he did, oh my god, the rage that I felt. Oh my god, it was insane. And I can't even think about it. I cannot even think about it. So he's going straight to an F. And I just never want to even think about him again because I hate him. So he's going there. Next is Lophan. I love Lophan. Lophan is great. He's so much fun, and I actually really liked him in Dawnshard a lot because we got to see him a little bit more and his relationship with his cousin, and he's just a fun comic relief character. And the moment when he starts to draw in Stormlight and his hand starts to grow back, it's just, yeah, it was a good moment. See, this is where it gets difficult. I'm gonna put him an A because I really like him a lot. I think he's just so funny, and I see some other Bridgeful ones coming up, and you know they're all probably gonna go in A, just because they all mean a lot to me. They're all my broken boys. They're my broken team of fabulousness, and I love them. So he's going there. Next, I think this is Kaladin. I presume it's Kaladin. Who's going straight in S tier? Because how could Kaladin not be an S tier? He is one of, if not the best characters I've ever read in my life. He is incredible. He just makes me feel so much. Like, his struggles with mental health and depression and just everything he has going on, which is a lot, is just heartbreaking, and you know, you just want him to just succeed. You just want him to be happy. That's all I want. I just want Kaladin to be happy. He just means so much to me, and for that reason, he goes in S tier because of course he does. I don't think I need to say more on that. Rock also goes in A because, again, Bridgeful. Rock is great. I am frightened for what happens to Rock after Rhythm of War because he left, and I'm worried for him because I love him a lot and I hope he's okay, and I know we're getting a novella for him and I'm excited about that. I just hope he's okay. That's all. Fingers crossed. Next we have, is it El Hoco or El Hoco? I don't know, but him. Former king. Oh, I'm gonna put him in B because I feel like if you'd asked me in the first 2.5 books, I would have put him in like C or even D. Like, I did not like him one bit. He drove me nuts. I didn't like him at all. But then Oathbringer happened. Oh my god, and my heart broke. That was the first time I cried reading Stormlight. It was horrific. It was the most shocking thing I've ever read, and oh my god, the fact that he was going to say his ideals and he was doing well and he was finally gonna take the next step, and pain again, just pain, always pain. But for that reason he goes in B, because that final moment was probably like one of the main standout moments that I remember from the whole thing, and I don't think I'll ever forget how I felt reading that chapter. It was nuts, and I have a long-standing hatred now for a certain character, which we'll get to shortly. But, yeah. Next is Bridge 4, who, see, if we're talking Bridge 4 as a whole, including Lophan and Rock, I'm putting them in S tier, because the whole gang together is just something special. Again, my team of broken boys who all just deserve the world, and yeah, it's just like, it's like found family taken up to like 1,000,000,000%, and they're all just perfect, and I'm so happy when they're happy, and I'm sad when they're sad, and they mean a lot to me. I would like to join Bridge 4. I don't think I can carry a bridge, but either way, they're going in S tier. Okay, so next is Gavilan, who is going straight into F tier. When I tell you, this man instills a rage in me like no other, which isn't, I know what I said about Amaran, and I know what I'll say about the others in the F tier, but oh my god, especially after Rhythm of War, because in the first couple of books, so Gavilan we only see in, really, the prologues, and obviously because he's dead, but the prologues, if again you haven't read these for some reason and are watching this, the prologues of each book are like a flashback scene to the night of Gavilan's assassination, who was the king of Alefkar, and he got assassinated, and then each prologue is a different POV of that night, and get to piece together different things. And in the first couple, it was kind of like we didn't really know what was going on, but with each one we learn a little bit more as we learn more about the world and more about the history and more about the magic. And he's up to some dodgy stuff, and he is just horrible. He's a horrible, horrible husband who is abusive and just makes me so mad. The prologue for Rhythm of War, yeah, it had me attuned to the Rhythm of War, put it that way. That was really bad, I'm sorry. But he is horrible and manipulative and abusive and just not good, and I hate him, so for that reason he's going into F. I would put him lower if I could. Next is Odium. I don't know where to put Odium. This is kind of a difficult one, I feel like, because it's like kind of like an overarching character. I don't say I don't like him, but you know, he still doesn't give me the rage that Amaran and Gavilan do. Like, I find him kind of interesting, and like, I'm gonna put him D, because I don't know, obviously he's evil and not nice, but even though he is like the main villain of the series, I don't hate him as much as I hate Gavilan. So I don't know what that says about me, but for that reason he's going into D instead of F. But also I'm excited now because he is now Odium, as we all know, which will be interesting to find out about. And also, spoilers, because I think Vanjun is on this. Vanjun would probably also go in F tier, which is kind of a weird place to now put him below Odium when he is not. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it, but I'm gonna put him in D. F doesn't feel right for some reason. I don't know. I think Odium has more more intrigue about him. Whereas Amaran and Gavilan, I just hate with like no question, you know? Next is Hasina, who I'm gonna put her in C tier. She seems very sweet. She seems very nice. She's definitely better in terms of parenting than Kaladin's father is. But we don't really see her much, which is why I can't put her any higher. To me, I don't think, because I don't really have that much of an attachment to her, I guess. I like her, but I'm not like, oh my god, please don't kill this character, you know? So I'm gonna put her in C, because she's kind of middle of the road for me. Next is, how do I say her name? Ayalai? I'm gonna go with Ayalai. I don't know. Sadius' wife. Ooh. I'm gonna put her in D because I really don't like her. She was an absolutely horrible, horrible person and did nothing to make me like her at all. But again, I don't think my level of hatred is as strong as the ones in the F tier. You know, I don't like her, I absolutely despise her, but I don't think she belongs down there. I might put her down there later. We'll have to see who else ends up in that category, but we'll see. Next is Moash, who... Moash. What can I say about Moash? Right, he's going in F tier. Because I hate this man with every fibre of my being. Like, also, if you're one of my Cosmere Twitter mutuals who is in fact a Cal Moashi, I'm sorry, but I'm sorry, I hate him. So here's the thing, right, it's kind of difficult because, you see Amaran and Gavilan, I absolutely despise them. Moash, I hate even more, but then that, to me, that makes him like a better character. Like, if I was judging this on like the actual like character writing and like in that sense, I would put him higher because I think he's a really good character. But if I'm talking about the person, I'm putting him in F because I cannot stand him, and he makes me so mad. He makes me so mad. Ever since Oathbringer. But to be fair, actually before Oathbringer, when he was like in Bridge 4 and he was Kaladin's best friend, I wanted to like him because of his relationship with Kaladin, but I always just got a bad vibe. And you know what? I was right. The things this man has done is unforgivable. The things this man has made me experience and the things he has put me through, unforgivable. Particularly, it was bad enough in Oathbringer, he made it even worse in Rhythm of War, because what he did in Rhythm of War, unacceptable. We can never go back now. If they try and give me a Moash redemption arc, I will throw the book out the window. I don't want it. I don't want it at all. So, he's going in F. Next is Sil. I love Sil. Sil's a great. I think she goes in S. I love Sil a lot. She's so sweet. She's so cute. She helps Kaladin through so much, and she's just the sweetest little spren. I love her so much. So she's going in S tier. Next is Left. I really like Left. I'm gonna put her in A because she is so much fun. She is like the lightest. She's in the same vein as Lophan in terms of comic relief and brings a little bit of brightness to an otherwise very dark time. She's great. I love her so much, but also she has a really dark backstory which makes her more interesting, and I really like her. And also, if I know some people don't like Lift, and to those people I say, why? Question yourself, because she's fun, and if you don't like reading about a young, happy teenage girl living her life, then you need to question your own life. And that's my stance on that, because she's great, and I will not have a bad word said about her. So she goes in A tier. Next is Mraze, who I don't know, because we don't really know anything about him. It's kind of difficult, because I don't like him, but I don't hate him, because he hasn't done anything to make me hate him. But I don't like him, but also he's really interesting because of what we now find out about the Ghostbloods in Rhythm of War, which, Fidekar, I see you. I'm not going to say spoilers just in case people haven't read other books, but I see you and I'm interested, but also scared. I'm going to put it in C, because he's in the middle, because I don't love him at all, but I don't hate him at all either, and I'm interested to see what happens with him. Nightblood. I love Nightblood. So we're in the Warbreaker links again. And Nightblood is one of my favourite Cosmere characters, full stop, like at least like top 3, probably. I love him so much. I think he's so sweet in like an evil way, because he's cute and he's fun, and again, the like lightness that he brings, ironically, the lightness that he brings to the books he's in. I'm gonna put him in A, because I love him. But then again, it's again the Vasha situation where we don't see Nightblood that much in the Stormlight. I'm gonna put him in B. I'm gonna put him next to. Can I do that? Put him next to Vasha, because again, we don't see him that much. He is one of my favourite characters ever. But this isn't a Warbreaker ranking, you know? So if you don't have Stormlight on its own, I'm gonna put him in B. But as a character that I absolutely love and adore, he is S+++++. Just, there you go. Next is Nivani. Nivani's going up to the S tier. I love Nivani. I like Nivani in the first books, but after Rhythm of War, she has really solidified herself as one of my favourite characters. I think she's great. She's a smart science queen, which is everything I strive to be. She's great. She's super strong. She's been through some of the most horrible stuff. Her one child is dead. She thought the other one was dead for a while. Her husband is dead, but he is resourceable anyway. She had to put up with her husband when he was alive. Like, it's just a lot of bad stuff. And she deserves S tier every day. Next we have Patton. I love Patton. I think I'm gonna put him in S tier just because, in terms of like the main spren, Patton is my favourite, just because he makes me laugh. Every time he's on the page, I smile. He, again, it's the comic relief thing of like giving me something to smile about in amongst all the pain. So there is why Patton. Look, he probably belongs in A tier, but I can't because I love him so. Next is Renarin. Renarin is the sweetest boy. I love him so much. And oh, also they have Rlain and Renarin together on this. Hey. If you know, you know. But Renarin is so sweet and deserves the world and so much more than what he is given. He is incredible, and I really just want to see more of him now. Because we haven't seen much of him, which kind of sucks. So I don't know where to put him, because he's so just. I'm gonna put him in A. I think he is an S tier character, but we haven't seen enough of him, I don't think, which kind of sucks because I want to see more of him. So for that reason, I'm gonna put him in A. And once again, he deserves the world, and I love him a whole lot, and he is my sweet boy. And then I'm gonna put Rlain right next to him. Oh no, left, come down here. There we go. I gotta put them together. I gotta put my boys together because Rlain is great. I love him. I just love everything he is, and now his relationship with Renarin, and I love the listeners so much, and I think Rlain is great. And after Rhythm of War, he's starting to get more recognition that he deserves and getting treated more like he deserves, and I'm very happy about it, and I can't wait for the next books to see where his relationship with Renarin goes. Next is Sadius, who is also going in the F tier. I hate this man. A hatred from the first book. He is the worst, and Adeline, what you did was a service, and I stand by it. So I support you in your decisions, sweetie. Sadius sucks. He's going in the F tier, and that's that. Next is the Stormfather, which I'm gonna go C tier, because again, in terms of the spren, the main spren in the series, he's not my favourite. I don't know. He has a lot of sass. He has a lot of drama about him, but I don't know. He's not my fave. I don't dislike him, but he's not my fave. So he's going in C. Next is the Pursuer, who I'm gonna put in D tier. Just because he was a fun character in Rhythm of War in terms of just like, you know, the chase and the pursuance of, is that a word? Of Kaladin. It was fun, but kind of, you know, like, he's not very nice, obviously. He was very, he thought very highly of himself. He had a lot of just arrogance about him. I didn't like him, so he's on D. But his death, the death that Kaladin gave this man, was it this man or was it somebody else? It must have been him, right? I can't remember. He killed someone like really brutally, and I can't remember if it was him or not. Either way, that was graphic, and I kind of liked it. Next is Adeline, who's going right up in the S tier. Adeline is, again, just like Kaladin, one of my favourite characters ever. He is so sweet and just the most wholesome character in this whole series, in my opinion. He just wants to make everyone else feel better and help everyone else, which kind of sucks because I'm like, okay, but now focus on you, because you deserve to be happy too. But also, he just makes everyone feel better and just is the cutest, and I love him so much, and I don't know how anyone could not like Adeline. I think he's just great, and I just want every happiness for Adeline. Next is, see, here's the problem. Whereas, like, I want to call him Seth because because how do you say it with a Z? But then Seth just sounds fun. Seth. I'm gonna put a B because I like him as a character, and particularly learning more about him since the first book, and I want to see more. He's very broken, like most people are in this series, but he is very much so, and I'm very interested to see the rest of his journey play out, and him and Nightblood together is the most dangerous combination, but I love it, and I'm excited to see his journey with Kaladin in the next book, and him going to Shinovar, and that all seems very exciting. So I like him, and he's gonna go in B, I think. Yeah. Next is Vanjun, who I hate Vanjun. Vanjun is horrid. He gives me such anger because of you know, he has the whole like, oh, I'm an idiot on some days and I'm super smart on other days, and just I don't like either version of Vanjun, and I just don't like him. He's going in F. He sucks so bad, especially in the last couple of books, and now he's Odium, which I don't know how to feel about it. I'm terrified. I'm absolutely terrified. Yeah, I don't like him, and I'm scared to see what happens now that he is Odium. Next is Yazna. I call her Yazna, I don't know if that's right. Again, I don't know. She's going in S tier. Every day. Every goddamn day. Oh my god, this woman can stand on my neck. I love Yazna so much. Feminist icon. Bad bitch of a woman. Just so strong. So powerful. Absolute queen. Oh my god, she just gives me everything I want. She's everything I want to be. I love Yazna. Yazna is the best. She is S tier. She is S tier always. I would make a new category for her if I could, because Yazna is everything to me. And I will go on record and say that. And her relationship with Nivani is something that I really enjoyed reading, just because it was kind of not frosty but a little strange, but then Yazna came back and Nivani was very emotional about that, and it was just, you know, if there's love there, and you can definitely tell that Nivani is her mother. They're very similar, and Ooh, Yazna had some great moments in Rhythm of War, by the way. Her and her shard play, like going out into the battlefield, like a bad bitch. Oh my god, the way she treated that guy, the guy who she like killed. Great stuff. She's great. She's wonderful. Also, an asexual queen, which we just love to see it. We love to see it. And also, her relationship with Wit/Hyde is something I never knew I needed, and I wasn't sure about it when it was first brought up in Rhythm of War. But you know what? I'm into it. I ship it. I think that's a great pairing, and I don't care. Next is Teft. Okay, Teft. I put him in S tier because that's where he belongs, and I can't think of it for too long because I will cry. Teft was literally my favourite member of Bridge 4, and I tweeted about it so many times. I constantly talked about how much I loved Teft. I was reading this book, again, Alex was there, and throughout so when I started Rhythm of War, he had already finished it. And I was reading it and I was like, oh my god, all I want is for Teft to survive. That's all I want. I just want Teft to get through this book. And he was like, And then, this is why Moash is in the bottom. This is why Moash is F tier. Because of this. And Teft, I'm sorry, you deserve better. You deserve better. And I'm sorry. And I'm gonna cry if I think about this for too long. Next is Nail, who I don't like him. Obviously, he kind of sucks. But again, he's not like somebody who I'm like, okay, somebody says to me, list all the characters you hate from Stormlight. He would not be like one of the first I would come up with, so I'm gonna put him in D for that. Because he's not like, I don't like him, but he doesn't make my blood boil like the 5 underneath him do. So that's why he's going to go there. And then next is Lyran, who interestingly does make my blood boil. I hate him so much. The way he treats Kaladin is just awful. Like, I'm going to put him in D because I hate him. He makes me angry. But he also, before the events of Stormlight, like in the flashbacks of Kaladin's, he didn't seem like the worst, father, and I think he's just been through a lot, and I don't think he's, like, poorly intentioned, I just think he sucks as a person, and he needs to just get over himself, accept Kaladin, help Kaladin, support Kaladin, and we can be friends. So I'm going to put him in D, and I just hope he gets better. Okay, next is Venli. I'm going to put Venli in B. I really like Venli. I think she's a really good character, and I prefer her arc to Eshmai's. I really like the flashbacks in Rhythm of War. They were my favourite flashbacks of all the books, but I did like them, and I liked seeing more of her and Eshmai's relationship, and how that kind of changed, and how Venli's very much changed since, the start of these books, and I really like her little spren. I think Venli is going to do some, really great things, and I'm excited for that, and I'm excited for her to kind of find herself again and establish the listeners as their own people again, and I like Venli a lot. Next is Hyde, who is, come on now, S tier. Oops, sorry, Lorraine. Who obviously is S tier. Hyde is great. He's like the Stan Lee cameos in the Marvel films. That's Hyde. He just pops up and he's like, oh, I know you. I know you. I've seen you before. He's also just really funny, and again, just adds something a bit more light, but also so much more to the kind of the lore of the Cosmere in general, like not even just Stormlight. And I'm excited to learn more about his actual history, which won't be for like ages yet, but still I'm excited about it, and he's very interested in, you know, finding out little snippets here and there, and like people coming up with theories about who he is and like what he's done. So I like Hyde. Hyde is a favourite for sure. And then we have Windle. Windle I'm gonna put in C. Not my favourite Spren. Again, I really like the Spren. The Spren are really great. We haven't really seen Windle much except for in Edge Dancer, and he's just kind of a grump. But I do like him. I like his talent for making chairs. I think he's fun. I like the dynamic he has with Lift, and the kind of the juxtaposition between the two is really fun to read. But overall, not a favourite character, so he's going to go in C. And then finally we have Dalina, who... I think Dalina is a really difficult one. I'm going to put him in B. Just because I think he's an interesting character, and he has a lot of history and a lot of backstory and a lot of depth to his character, but he's not been a great person. You know, war crimes and bad parenting and killing your wife and just, you know, the usual, I guess. But yeah, I don't like him as a person. I think he's definitely got better, obviously, and I love his relationship with Nivani. I think they are very sweet together. But not a favourite character. And, you know, he could just do better, just generally, you know? So I'm going to put him in B, and I'm going to stick with that. And I think, so this is my tier ranking now, done on, like, first, you know, glance. And to be honest, I think I'm, like, good with it. I'm not going to change anything. I'm going to leave it as it is, and just stick with that. Yeah, I'm kind of happy with this, and I'm gonna stick with it because this was my first instinct of a tier ranking. This was fun. I had a lot of fun doing this. I don't know how long I've been filming, but this was a lot of fun, and I'm curious to hear your opinions. If you disagree massively with any of these, that was the first one, I'm sorry, and where you would put different people and who you think are the best and the worst characters. I'm very interested, and also if you want to do this tier ranking specifically, I'll put a link in the description, because I think it has like most of the main characters, and this was so much fun. I had a great time. If you want me to do ones for Mistborn or any other series, I'm more than happy to, because I had so much fun. But yeah, thank you for watching and joining me on this deep dive into Stormlight characters. I hope you enjoyed it, hope it was fun, and like I said, if your opinions are any different, I'm happy to discuss, change my mind, sway me, win me over. But yeah, this was a lot of fun, and I had a great time, so thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.